guys, how are you all? Happy Sunday. It's good to see everybody. Finally have good weather here for the first time in a week, so that's pretty exciting. Like I've been running HVAC since last, I don't know, midweek, and because it's been like either 90 or raining or both for a whole week. So it's very summery here. So hopefully you guys are having fairly decent weather. Let me just say hi to some folks. Hello, Blossom. Hi, Pam. Hi, Delise. Delise, I have your card here, so we can look at that in one momento. Um, Jim, you are here as well. Welcome. And I think that was everybody, but if I missed you, welcome to you as well. Um, and I actually cut stuff for a card, so like I'm actually prepared today, which I mean, who knew? And I found some markers cleaning out. I'm in the middle of a big like craft room reorg, but these were part of a prize pack I got from Lynn. So we may, if wind up having extra time, we may stamp some ice cream and try coloring it and see what happens. Uh, since they're water based, I guess I need to use pigment ink, but we will figure that out. But let's take a look at what came in the mail because it's pretty quick. I got a card from Delise. It has fantastic penmanship on it, as always, but we shall see what it is. I believe it's a swap of some sort, but I'm not remembering which one. Because go me. Or it's just a happy card, whichever. Let's have a really cool. I like this truck. It's a Model T, I think. Got a some really cool like faux plating because we've been. Oh, I don't have it anymore. I threw it out, but I've been playing with a plating and embossing folder I like a lot. We have some die cuts here, and oh, very cool. I like the fact that you have your own little barcode. That is awesome. Anyway, they're probably ooh, there are bonus panels on the inside. We'll take a look at those. Oh, very nice. And this, I think, was one of the Danny swaps. Yeah, I'm trying to remember which swap this was. Remind me, Delise. I thought it was Summer. Summer. No, it's not Summer. Summer was the memory decks. Travel. That's it. It comes to me eventually. Very cool with the car and everything. I love it. Very nice. And like really beginner friendly card if you wanted it to be, right? Because you could do this with pattern paper and then just stamp an image and be good to go. I like these sort of not quite straight lines. Like I like the diagonal that kind of pulls your eye sort of that way. Anyway, excellent card. See what bonus things we have. Guess I will say all the YouTubey things. If you oh Heidi Swap. Is this a sticker sheet of some sort? Or are these just the papers? This feels kind of this feels like it's thicker backing. Like, because this feels really smooth. Oh, it is, I think. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So this is sticker paper. Oh, and it's hard to see, but there's like a fleur de lis on here. Oh, I guess you can see it on camera. Anyway, very cool. I could definitely use that for something. That would be really cool as a really subtle effect. Um, anyway, YouTubey things. Feel free to like the stream and share it out. And if you want to follow me, feel free to click the little bell dealy or join the email list. All those things are ways to do that. Um, or just show up. I mean, that works. I mean, my schedule is pretty consistent. Looks like we have some punch outs. We have some letters. Very cool. I like the font delete. That's really neat. And they're actually like itty bitty little tags, so that'll be fun to play with. But we have FGHNOP. Yeah, I have to punch them out and play Scrabble with them or something. That is really neat. I like how these are almost like a Harlequin kind of design too. That's super cool. Thanks for all the fun stuff. Oh, do you have a lag? Sorry, Pam. I don't know why. It seems like we're putting out a pretty decent signal tonight, but let me know if it continues. It might just be YouTube too. Who knows? Then I got a second card, and this one is from Lisa, one of my local friends. So let's see what we have. It is a chunky card for sure. Looks like a very fancy card. I don't recognize the paper, but oh, it comes with some blingy. These are like the coffee enamel dots, I think, because they've got like a little swirly bit on top. Hey, Melissa, I didn't see you come in. Welcome. So these are cool. These will work very nicely with anything coffee themed. So it's basically beige and off white and sort of a pink, which is kind of surprising. You wouldn't think pink with coffee, but I will put these in my bling area that's been newly aligned. Pretty neat card. I like it. You got a really cool vellum layer that looks like it's almost distressed. Like if you look at it from the side, it's distressed. A couple little pearls. I don't recognize the paper, but I like it a lot. It's probably Stampin' Up because she's a Stampin' Up person. Um, but I like this sort of brown to teal kind of. There's like a gradient to the paper that's pretty neat, and then it has some like stamping on the inside and nothing on the back. So very cool. I am a fan. Great card. Great simple card too. I think both the cards are. I feel like are like super beginner happy. Hey Dawn, how are you? Welcome. I'll be on Dawn's channel next month, which is coming real soon for Art Yahtzee, so that'll be a lot of fun. And I think we can start playing with things. So there's a video on this card coming up, so I'm not gonna like belabor the measurements, but these are so I cut two sets of things, so let me unconfuse things by moving one because I need some help picking paper. So what this is, if I can count, there we go, is almost a boxcard base. So this is 4 1/4 by 9 1/2, which, if you do the math, is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 minus 4. Hey, Sarah, how are you? Welcome. So we are going to treat this exactly like a boxcard base, but rather than making a spanner card out of it, we're going to use these little pieces as flaps to just sort of piece together a front of this, so it basically becomes a fancy gatefold. And to do that, we need to decide what paper we're using. Measurements here, these are all 2 1/8 high. And then this one's 3 1/4, this one's 2 1/4. But making sure that you have this the right way is helpful because that can happen, which would make for a sad time. Although, even if you put these on wrong, you can always just trim the card later because it's fairly easy to open it up. But, oops. We're actually gonna piece it together like this. So you'll have one flap here and one flap there. And I cut two of them because other than cutting pattern paper, this goes together pretty quick. But I thought we could play around in honor of Lynn's new fancy schmancy dies coming out or being open for pre-order. Play around with some not too shabby stuff. I actually used this in a hop today. Use this pattern and this pattern. So I was thinking we could go for some of the other ones. I really like this typography one. And I pulled this now expired orange paper that's not for sale because it's basically like it's a very melony orange. So if I take this dark blue, you can see how like that's just gonna look really nice. But I was thinking maybe this teal because I like the typography a lot here. The this reddish pink would work as well, although it isn't my favorite. I also really I like this pattern a lot too because it's really cute. It says ice cream for ice cream and sugar high, and then it's sort of these three mugs. But I think that would work too quite nicely. And then we have a couple other things. We have sort of a distressed floral, which would be more of a tone on tone kind of vibe, which I'm thinking not so much. This actually is a really good design if you have like some of the scene papers, although there are none in this pad. I guess this is the closest thing to a scene paper where it actually has a like orientation. But I will just check in the chat. This ice cream for ice cream one would be pretty cool. This one might be. This is a good contender too, right? Because I think this would look pretty neat. And if we see how this mats out, we would have two ice creams and then three of these, whatever they are. They look like half circle. They look like rainbows, is what they look like, but I don't know that they are. Yeah, I gave sizes. I can recap quick. 4 1/4, 9 1/2, 2 1/8, 2 1/2, 2 1/8, 3 1/4. Sorry, 2 1/8, 2 1/4, 2 1/8, 3 1/4. You need two of each of these. I also cut mats because it's me, and I like the white mat on the colored cardstock. Let's see. I think it's consistent with the blue. I agree with the blue. We talking this blue, the ice cream blue, or there were a couple other ones with blue. Blue. It is bright paper, but I don't know. I feel like summer. This is basically like cantaloupe color, but you're thinking this blue. I do like this. I like the pink in this color a lot, so maybe we'll do that. Um, the other option, there's also a like more of a lacy blue. I guess it's not really lace. It's like I don't know what they are. They're like weird curly cues. But I like the ice cream because I feel like once this is matted, it'll look really cool. So we'll do this one this way, and if y'all have thoughts on the next one, s- leave them in the chat while. So I'm going to cut this to 3 3/4, and that gives us set the extra piece aside, and then five on this side. Let's see, ice cream, ice cream. Oh, that'll look fine. And you can probably guess what happens next. We are going to cut this down the middle, and then we're going to cut it at 2 inches and 5 inches. So half of this is 1 7/8. I know, I hate eighths, but uh, so that's just 1 7/8. Or you can think of it as just cutting it in half, whichever is easier. And then we have two that are the same, roughly. And then it doesn't really matter which way you do this. I think I'll do 3 inches first, and then this one I'll cut it too. Oops. And that'll give us our like puzzle pieciness. So we could flip it over and use the dark blue, which I don't like as much. But so that is how that's going to look. I actually kind of like this. I'm not sure why. I feel like I shouldn't because this orange is way brighter than the pink here, but in any event, okay, we're all in agreement that we like the ice cream one. Anyway, so the scoring on this is just like a box card. So if you're fancy, what you'll do is score it at 1 inch on both sides because this is a mountain fold. And then the inner two folds are valley folds. So you can flip it over and then score it 2 inches on both sides. With the original sample I made, I didn't bother doing this and it was totally fine. So it is probably more of it's the like correct way to do it. But, if your paper is unlikely to crack, it probably doesn't matter one way or the other. I'm just going to burnish this down so that the card is less of a pain to work with. I'll throw the measurements in this video description once this becomes a video, just in case in the future you want to play around with this. So we have this. Oh, sorry, I left Elise up on screen. I'm sure I'm driving you insane, Pam. So the rest of this is fairly straightforward. The only thing you really kind of have to pay attention to is where you put the long piece versus the short pieces. So I kind of like to just lay out the pattern paper because then I can kind of tell how this goes together. So when I glue my flaps here, it'll be easier to figure out. And then we have a white piece that we can mat in here. I may do that later because we might do some kind of stamping with some ice cream on here just to kind of bring the ice cream on the inside. Um, so the rest of this is pretty straightforward. We just want to put glue on the outer tabs and then get our little pieces on it. I'm using PVA glue as per my usual, and I'm just going to fit this on, fold it down, and basically make sure this line is even. Um, that may or may not be even on your card, this, depending on how well you cut this. This looks like, and then I'm going to grab the smaller piece and do the same thing. And just try to line this up. I have a little bit of a unevenness here, you can see, but actually, it's not too bad. You could trim this off if you really wanted to. I'm going to just sort of let this hang out. And one thing I saw recommended is it can be if you don't like holding this together, you can use just reverse tweezers and you can like clamp it if that makes it easier for you to glue. So what I can do is then go and do the other side. And because I have this clamp, this will stay shut, so it should be relatively easy. Except I got just smushed on my. I did this not perfectly well. Anyway, here you can see what can happen where we have this sort of extra length. We just yeah. So what I can do once this is dry is just glue this together. If you don't want to use the tweezers, it's exactly the same process. You just basically butt up your piece, and there we go. So it looks like one of these pieces is I just have this one piece that's long, so I'm going to find my decent skithers and try to not get glue all over my nicely clean desk, but these are actually really easy to trim because you can just get your scissor up to the edge here. And if any of that bugs you, like we can just come back in here. There we go. Close enough for our purposes. And the cool thing is, like when it's open, this just sort of stands up like a box card. And then all we have to do is get our ice cream pieces on here. Let me see what I'm missing. Hey, Blossom. Hey Lala, I didn't see you come in. I was playing with paper. Happy, I think Monday for you. I think this is like kind of early in your area, I think too. Welcome, Cordelia. I don't think I saw you come in. How are things at your house? Not purple. Not purple. Okay. There is no purple here. So there's that. Anyway, to wrap this thing up, all you really need to do is glue the paper to the little flaps. You could technically do this first, but I think it's easier once the card's together, just because then it's a lot easier to sort of line things up. Except I managed to oopsie it a little bit. And of course, you could do this with tape if you're more of a tape person. I am more of a wet glue person for stuff like this. But then you see how when it's closed, you kind of get your pattern paper back together. Oh, please focus. There we go. You see what I am missing going on with you guys. Everybody is chit chatting about random things. Can't grow them. That's interesting. I thought I guess they're not that like a southern crop. I guess they're more of like a Washington State kind of thing. At least the ones we get around here. Oh, thanks, Lynn. It was sort of I made a non-event out of it because I have not a ton of watch hours, but it at least looks cute. And like I don't know, it's sort of all these media milestones are always kind of I don't know how to put it exactly. They're kind of hollow. Like they don't like if new features open up. Oh, that I guess I do have a new feature open up, right? Because now that I hit 1,000 subs, I can actually redirect live streams. So that'll be nice the next time we have a hop. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird, Shanna. It's like 200 subs came in like the course of a few weeks. It was very bizarre. Just bizarre in the sense of like I didn't see any video like perform in a wild and crazy way. Um, so I kind of want to stamp something on here. So let's do that. Uh, where are you, stamp wheel? Here we go. I'm thinking I can just put this. So I pulled out the Stay Cool this summer. Seems thematically appropriate. But you will show me have to show me how exactly that redirect stuff works when next time we do one of a live stream, since I can do it now. Um, this cone would be kind of neat. And then we could try out those markers. Do we like the cone like straight up and down, or do we? I like it better at an angle actually, but I feel like if I have the cone at the angle, I would like move the sentiment over to sort of fill the space a little bit more. Wish I had a little, wish I had a little swoopty or something. But I think mm, maybe I'll do the cone straight up and down like it's actually grounded. Yeah, kind of like this as like an inside layer, and then we can try out those aqua markers I found. Sorry. Oop, there you can see what that actually looks like. It is interesting. I didn't expect them to at all. So, I mean, I think it is pretty cool that they're liking things. As I'm sure, as I've mentioned to you, but I don't know if I've mentioned to others, like the doing videos that are Stampin' Up related was not an accident, but was more because I didn't see any, and I was interested to see someone more like me making Stampin' Up videos. So it was more of a I was making the content I wanted to watch, which I don't know. It's sort of the weirdness of being a content creator. You're like, oh well, I'd like to see this, so maybe somebody else will too. But anyway, ooh, this is stamping really nicely. Um, I'm using VersaFine Clair because these are water-based markers, and I would prefer this to look cool. And there's a truck outside, apparently. We'll see. The nice thing about Claire, and it is true at this point as well, is that basically it stamps perfectly the first time, which is a plus. Can you see what I missed? Oh, Lynn's comment is not. Can hurt content creators if they think the it's inauthentic engagement. Yeah, I mean, I think that is true. Plus, I don't know. Like, I'm in no hurry to get anywhere, so I'm sure we will get wherever we need to. I don't know. I'm actually mostly excited about the redirecting live stream things because I feel like that's actually like as a user a feature I like, and I wish it wasn't like subscriber number locked because that seems I don't know. I don't understand why it's a premium. I don't understand why it's a premium feature you wouldn't want to just give everybody. But I think Lynn said that before. Oh yes. Yeah, Mommy Guide knows all about channel growth. She's provided a lot of both Mommy Guide and Lynn have provided a lot of really good and useful information. They're always good folks to go to. 'Cause I am anything but an expert in how YouTube does anything. But I think we can color this because we stamped it out and how we are. Uh, yeah, we're super early, so I think we can play with markers. And I just dropped my glue press on the ground, but that's okay. I'm thinking that so there's like a light brown that hopefully these are not. Oh yay, these are interesting. These are actually like a light blue color. You probably recognize these, Lynn, because they were part of that mixed media thing. I think coconut is probably the color we will want to use. Let's see what we have as options on the tip. So we have a little nib, it looks like, and we have a brush tip. I think I'll go with the brush. I have no idea how these work, so um, they work pretty good. I have heard people like talk smack about like water-based markers, but I've also seen other people who've used them really effectively. So I don't know. I'm assuming with the water-based ones too, like, if I wanted to um use a brush I could, and I can probably go back in, add a little shading to the side. That looks kind of cute. I'm liking these. These are nice. And we could leave the ice cream white and have it be vanilla. We could do yellow ice cream. Pineapple. Actually, the so my local Latino ice cream place has really good pineapple ice cream. We could also do like a blue ice cream if we want to pull blue on the inside. I'm kind of thinking pineapple though. I think pineapple. The idea of like a pineapple soft serve kind of appeals to me. Well, Lynn. Whoa, there we go. Um, I don't know. Like this year, I've the neat thing about I don't know. The neat thing about reorganizing is I find all this stuff that was like on my list to use, but I haven't used yet. Which probably means I should just I don't know, like I want to say this is my so the last time I did like a really like take everything out and put it back kind of declutter was when I set up my craft area where it is currently. So I want to say that like 2.5 years ago. Dole Whip. Yes, Dole Whip. Good call. We will have Dole Whip. Plus I think it's interesting. There's like this like mini nib that I don't know why is there, but just do Dole Whip. Anyway, I'm gonna just I think follow the curves here with the brush tip. The color payoff on these is quite good. I mean, I suppose you do have sort of the issue, like if you go outside the lines, you don't have a lot of great options. But I don't know. These aren't like insanely juicy. I know that I want to say the Tambo Dual brush tip. I know folks have said that those are quite juicy. These these behave a lot like the tri blends in that like they're there. Actually, it's not bleeding through at all, which is I think expected with a wire-based marker, but I don't use them very much at all. In fact, I think the most I've used wire-based markers prior to now is like I've used them to watercolor with. We'll just go in. There we go. I do like how that came out. It's not it is more of a pineapple yellow. It's not like I don't have anything. Do I have a primary yellow? Oh yeah, here's a primary yellow. So like this is primary yellow, sort of for comparison. So it's ever so slightly more orangey, which actually is going to work out here quite well. And then all we need to do is get this on the inside. Oops. Since we've just been using white glue all day, we can just do that. Since it's here, pineapple does look pretty nice with this sort of melon slash mango colored cardstock. Um, this is dry to the touch almost instantly. You can feel that the brush tip did uh, uh a little bit of stuff to the surface, but it's not particularly apparent. Let me just touch up a couple things. A couple areas in here I'd like to just come back on. This is either Nina Classic Crest or the Simon Hurley version of the same thing, I believe. I think Simon Hurley's paper is made by Nina. If someone knows, let me know. But I think this might actually be the Simon Hurley. So I'm just gonna go in and add a few little darker areas. There we go. We'll assume they're chunks of pineapple. So I do like this. I like this coconut color for the cone, but I like how the coloring came out quite a bit. And then our sort of final thing is you have sort of this secret little ice cream cone, but like you can as you open this, you can see the stay cool this summer sentiment. Sorry, this is probably easier like this. And I'm pretty sure we have time to do another one of these because it's only 6:35. Let me just catch up on what you guys are chatting about. Talking about ice cream. Oh, Dawn, how are you guys faring in the heat? I saw on like Facebook that there was someone put posted a map that like the heat index in Maine was going to be like 90 or 100 this week, which like when I lived in Connecticut, like Maine was like the cool place that you'd go to be cool, not, like it was in CT where it was, very hot and toasty. I guess it could be corn ice cream. Like I can conceptually like if you think of like the sweet corn juice, I could conceptually see how you could make an ice cream out of that. I didn't use any die cuts, which I actually don't mind on this card. Like cuz this has so much text like typography, I don't feel like I need to put die cuts on it. We can play with some die cuts on the next card though, which is exactly the same card, but I'm liking this. I like it with a little ice cream cone. But I will figure out where my thingies are. If anyone has a favorite paper, I will show those again while I am getting the card base together. We have this one we just used. We have our yellow plaid. This one I think has possibilities. We have, of course, teal. We have teal here. We also have teal here, and then some glitter papers. So if anyone has, this one might be fun. And this one might also be fun. Some of these would be, like, some of these would be more backgroundy, like where we could make a scene with some of our die cuts. So if anyone has thoughts, feel free to throw them up. Oh, uh, so, so I was born in a hospital in Farmington and lived the first 20 something years of my life in Hartford, Connecticut. So that was kind of fun. But I mean, it's true what they say that Connecticut is kind of like the suburb between New York and Boston sometimes. Let me move my pieces and figure out where I put my scoreboard. Here we go. Whoops. The one benefit to this card is if you do screw up scoring the way I just did, no one's going to see it because you're going to glue other pieces on top of it, especially if you trim. Just for point of order, I'll just do this one the way I did the first one I made, which is not bother flipping sides to do the scoring. And then the bump should be in on this, but even though it's not, it still folds perfectly fine. And then the closest fold is a mountain, so that is already the right way around. So I didn't have any problem. I think you might, if you're dealing with a super thick paper, you probably want to do it the correct way. Even though I'm very team purple, I am really liking this orange. I guess because it reminds me of like mango ice cream. So I'm getting like mango vibes, which I don't think I have a mango color, but let- hey Martiza, hello, how are you? The yellows and the pinks. So what do we have this yellow and pink? Oh, we could do this one. This one's very yellow and pink. And these two are very yellow. Um, I guess it depends if you. This floral one is really pretty. Uh, we could do the plaid. We could do the coffee cups. I don't know why these are coffee cups of ice cream. That doesn't make sense in my brain. But so we have this yellow. We have this one that's primarily pink. I think we have another pink somewhere. We have the pink glitter, which seems like a lot of. I don't love the pink glitter. And we have this pink that's more of a pattern. But this is a much. This is like a way. This is a more of a red, and this one, and the coffee cups are more of a pink pink. So I guess we have the plaid yellow, the floral yellow, which I'll show you, the floral yellow, or the coffee cups with ice cream words on them. If anyone has strong opinions, sprinkle cinnamon on it. Oh, are we still talking about corn ice cream? Oh, a mug sundae. Good call, Jim. That actually makes sense because I remember having those. Okay. Well, and Blossom likes the mugs. I like the mugs. Everybody likes the mugs. Well, at least two people like the mugs. Let's do some mugs. In this, I think let's pull out the ephemera once we get this. Once we get this base card together and this pattern paper cut. Let's pull out our ephemera and see if there's stuff we like. It helps if I put this in the right order, doesn't it? So I want this to be 3 3/4, and then we can figure out 5 would be here. That seems pretty reasonable. I think we're gonna cut off mugs, however we do it. And then we'll cut at 1 7/8 to cut it in half. And maybe do this one. Let's mix it up and say we'll cut the top strip this time around at 2 inches. And then the bottom strip, then we would cut at 3. And then you don't really need to cut much stuff anymore. Put that back. We'll again do my little, let's make sure we have this oriented right thing so that I don't totally glue this paper on wrong. Good thing I checked. There we go. So it maps out like that. Just see if I'm missing anything you guys are chit-chatting about. Brenda likes the mugs too. Everybody likes the mugs. Hey, Alyssa, how are you? Hopefully, wherever you are keeping cool. We were lamenting earlier today that I think the weather is hot everywhere. Perhaps not Alaska. I haven't seen Kim today. Alaska might be not hot. Lennox says hi if you can hear him meow. He'll be probably interrupting us shortly because he's ever so slightly off screen. So I'm just gonna repeat this, even up the edge. Then yeah, he's here. You can see him. See a wayward paw. He's inspecting the mango colored cardstock. And I'm just going to butt this up. Yeah, you can. We will. There's his nose. There, you can see him. There we are. And the reason I'm putting the glue on this side panel is it's easier to figure out how much glue I need on the side panel versus like um if I were to, whoa, Lex likes ice cream apparently. It's easier to figure this out on the side panel than if I were to just put glue on the back and potentially glue my card shut. Not that I did that accidentally at some point in the past. I actually didn't do it on this card, but I've done it on cards quite a bit. And again, we're going to have sort of a few wonky bits. We have sort of this. So in order to puzzle to get this to close properly, we do have a little bit of a wonky edge on the right. So the other option, oh, let me grab it quick. If you don't want to use scissors, you can just use your trimmer as well. So I'll just get this. Whoops, let's not break our card in the process. So I'll just put this on the bottom here. Whoop, and disturb the cat, and just get this ever so slightly lined up, push down, and we got the excess off, and now the card is square, and we can move our trimmer so Linux can be back where Linux wants to be. There we go. You never would have known. So it looks like we intended it. And then all we need to do is figure out this opposite of the. Oh, okay. So this is puzzle. Oh, well, the camera's being dumb. Un momento. We shall fix this once I see where my pattern paper went. I guess I'll fix it first because I don't see. Should be back up in a sec. There we go. And we're upside down. And now we're not upside down anymore. Huh, did I flip this? No, that's upside down. What did I do? That's weird. Perhaps oh, I see. This goes up here. This is the missing piece. Let me see if I can find the missing piece. Haha, here we go. Except this is now upside down, but it's off camera so you can't tell. But there we go. So then we can just put this together. Right, that is really zoomed in. There we go. Serves me right for moving things around. Although I have a lot more space currently. Post cleaning off my desk. Oh yeah, I would say inside is 98 as well. Helper paws have re-entered the screen. But I like this because it's like a fun card that stands up, and you know, it's not particularly hard to pull together. And I'll give you the measurements for this one, but you can play around quite a lot with. I've seen some variants of this that have different configurations of strips because you could use a much narrower strip. You could use a different multiple of strips if you prefer. Now, because we trimmed this, well, let's not do that. But it will be the margins on this one will be a little bit narrower because of the trimming job we wound up doing. Oh, ouch. Sorry, Alyssa. I hope you're somewhere that's not super warm then. I remember when I was a kid in the 80s, we had some vehicles that just didn't have AC. I don't know if they never had AC or if it was just added. The other option here, if we didn't love the mats are different, the borders are different sizes, is we could have just cut these off as well. Like we could have trimmed when we trimmed off the edge, we could have trimmed off a similar amount off of these, but so it has a. You see these borders are skinnier, but let's see what we can do with ephemera on this one because we didn't do anything with ephemera on the last one. And Jamie always makes really cool ephemera. And this is a really good card for ephemera because you can do neat things. For example, like we could just hang this border off if we wanted to. Like we it wouldn't, we could only attach this on one side and that would give you a really neat piece, right? When this is open, you can have this kind of a look, which I kind of like. Um, this is very tone on tone with the border and this particular paper. We can see what other things we have in here. Ooh, I'm very much liking these popsicles for the inside, so I think I'll set that aside. We also have mugs, although I think that's would look really tone on tone. So let's see if we can't find something. You have these cones, nuts, sprinkles, and you could you could again sort of float this somewhere like here. I do kind of like that as an idea. Save that, put that in my maybe pile. I don't think we need these. We could just put we could also just do a thingy of ice cream. I do like this cones, nuts, whatever one so far. We have a mixer. I don't think I need a mixer. We have those tiered tray things people like for some reason. Although here I think having a tiered tray uh it is less of a look than I would normally complain about with tiered trays. Oops. More popsicles. More ice cream, more ice cream. Oh goodness. A lot of ice cream. Ice cream bars. Oh, these are kind of cool. I like the ice cream bars actually. I like the ice cream bars on the outside and then maybe the popsicles on the inside as kind of a counterpoint. That's too big to go there. But I kind of like the ice cream bar. I kind of like the idea of this, but sort of hanging over a little bit to sort of center it in this scene, I guess. And then, actually, that would work pretty nicely. I guess I don't necessarily know if I want floating popsicles. And there's an ice cream truck, and just a big like cake thingy that says sweet. I think I like just the one, and then so we that was one option, and the other one is to do this. I kind of like the white. I do like that. I think I'm gonna do that, and Lennox is here helping. But let me put these back so I don't lose a ton of them. And I think we could pop this up on some foam dimension too to kind of give it a little more height to kind of make this a less flat card. We just have to be a little careful because part of it won't be supported. But I think kind of like that would look really cool. And then we can grab our inside piece, and I think we can just use our little popsicle. We can basically like use our popsicles as like a little extra surprise on the inside. Let me just catch up. Hey, Belle, how are you? Oops. Yeah, well, I don't know if he's trying to help or if he just wants to be on the desk. He usually tries to help. Um, he is a frequent visitor in the trying to help squad. Just catching up on the chat. Hey, Cordelia. Oh, Dee, how are you? Howdy. I've been playing with these puzzle cards a bit. This one, the edge is a little bit wonky, but other than that, I'll show you. This is the first one we did, where you can see that the matting is actually correct, and then has this cute little ice cream that we stamped on the inside. Anyway, let me not dawdle because I know that there are many people, including me, who like to have snacks prior to Shanna's live, which is usually at a half an hour after mine wraps up. So I want to basically get maybe three-quarters of this covered, and then I'm gonna not cut my ephemera in half, but yeah, I think that'll work. And then we just need a little piece on the top. I think this is Scotch foam tape. I've actually been having really good luck with it. I'm gonna basically do this so that this piece can float like that. And I'll probably put that on last. I think we can just get this inside piece together. Actually, probably could stamp something. Let me get the ephemera in, and then we can look at our stamps a little bit and see if we want to do something. Just do that. I do love this PVA glue because it just glues so darn quickly. Um, let's see what we got from our not too shabby friends. Got one that says scoop. We did. I think ice cream makes everything better is a fabulous sentiment for this time of year. So let me grab my stamp wheel again. Oh, goodness. Scoreboard down. Anyway, let's put that guy down, and then we will make sure that this is right side up because sometimes I have issues with that. Let's see. I think midnight would be delightful if I can find it. Do I mean midnight? No, I mean twilight. Because it's the best color ever. Plus, I think the blue would look pretty neat against all this. I think the blue would stand up just fine to all these pastel colors. And try to not over ink this time. The ice cream part here did not stamp as well as I would like. Let's do that again. There we go. That looks better. Where did my... Here we go. Let's clean this guy off. That is not cleaning off. We'll try a little stamp cleaner on that just to see if that helps it out. Sort of, but not really. But I mean, I don't know. I don't actually mind if my sentiment stamps get stained a little bit because it's sort of like they're a tool and we use them. There we go. Oh, where did I put my pokey tool? Here it is. There is that out of the way. Just get this in. Almost time to reload my glue too. Like all my adhesives are running out today. There's then we have our ice cream makes everything better, and then the last thing I want to do. Who are we shouting at? What's up? What's up, Blossom? Let me scroll up and see what we can find. Asking about Lala's address. Do I have a lot of the mango cardstock? I have about half a pack. If you want some, let me know. I'm happy to send it to you. It's I don't think I didn't. It got discontinued a while ago, but I have a bunch of it because I like the color. So I don't think I have a whole pack left. But if you want some, let me know. Just I have your message. I have your address in ECR's Happy Mail. So if you need any, I am. I will send it in your direction. But what's your question, Blossom? Oh, you said Pam had a question, not you had a question. Goodness, I am. Now it's funny because when we were putting this together, did I almost put this on upside down? I did almost put this on upside down. That would have been great. Oh goodness. There we are. It is kind of a U color. I guess it's kind of a U color, Pam. It's almost it's like a yellowish orange. But anyway, then this is how this looks together. You open it up and it's upside down because I put the panel in upside down. Let's see if we can get this off. Nope. Oh well. Guess this will go to somebody who enjoys an, an amusing card. What you can actually do is just put another panel on top of this, right? Or what the other thing you can do is you can use like a pokey tool to kind of get under it, but I think that yeah, we have let this go too far. But anyway, it looks great as long as you don't realize it's upside down. Anyway, I guess that's all we have. Oh, yeah, I would need it. I would love an ink cube of the mango ink actually, because I don't think you can get buy it anymore. Thanks, Pam. You've been very generous with your stash, which I appreciate. Yeah, I could, but I'll probably just put another I'll just probably put a white piece on top. Actually, we have time. I can put a white piece on top. Um But that's sort of the downside of the PVA glue is that, like, once it's down, you can't really do too much with it. But I don't know. I probably could do more if I was like if this was like a really fancy card and I wanted to save it. But you know, it's one of the few times like the you can usually rip off the dry adhesive easier than you can rip off the tape, in my experience. Although I suppose if you were working with like score tape or something, perhaps not so much. There we go. New panel. But you're probably right. Had I not smashed it down entirely, there's probably a way you could get rid of it. But probably what I would do if I wasn't going to send this to somebody I knew who would find it an upside down panel funny. I could just take another. So this is just another similar panel. I would just glue this on top. I'll hang on to this and decide if I want to do that or not. But I would probably do that, and then the card itself still closes just fine. So anyway, those are the cards for tonight. I am really liking this particular layout. I kind of want to play with it a little bit more to do some variants on it. But I do like how our first card came out quite a bit with the ice cream and staying cool this summer. This one you could always go back in and rebling if you wanted to. So anyway, let me see what's coming up. I'll be over on Elizabeth's channel on Monday, I believe, because Elizabeth is letting me give away some of my D stash to her viewers. So I will likely be there. Yeah, thanks, Shay. I think we figured it out. Yes, and it's very generous, and that is a awesome thing. Anyway, let me see. Yeah, they probably are, Lala. We figured it out though. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming. If you are around in a half an hour, check out Shanna Makes It, usually is live doing fun stuff. Lennox is waving goodbye to you with his paws, and I will talk to you either in video form on Tuesday or on Thursday. Lala will be on my channel, and we will be making thank you notes that are probably yellow. So, Pam, you might enjoy that. Um, and those will be so, and those will be sort of wrapping up this month, and then everything is Christmas next month, pretty much. So, thanks for checking it out. I will talk to you guys later, and everyone have a great night. If you need anything, always feel free to drop me an email or leave a comment below the video.